And welcome back everyone on the Decoder channels for new streams. And I'm excited by that because Router, you have an amazing product. I'm so excited by the launch. It's gonna be amazing. So thank you so much for joining us today because we're gonna dump some meme coins. That's what we're gonna do.
Sweet, yeah, thanks for having me. That was a really awesome intro, by the way. I liked it.
Thank you so much. That was fun to make. I need to update it a bit because some stuff I changed, but it's a nice music. Bro, how are you doing?
Just grinding, just working on the multiple different products that we have, and yeah, things have been going well, and it's pretty excited about some future launches that we have planned as well.
Oh yeah, okay. Oh yeah. So you need to tell me everything about that in the next 55 minutes. But yeah, man. Like honestly, like with Dumpy.fun, you have like the first memecom project that makes sense to me. AKA, yes, and the meme, like short the meme coins. But yeah, can you introduce yourself and everything that you do for the two people that don't know you yet on the timeline?
Yeah, for sure. So
Thanks.
I'm Rooter. I'm the founder of Save, which is a lending protocol on Solana. I've been working on this for about 3 years ago. That's when I founded it. And we've also expanded to Sui with Suilend. The old name for Save was actually Solend, so that's where you can get the etymology for that. We recently launched something called Dumpy.fun, which is a platform for shorting meme coins. And it's definitely been pretty cool and fun working on this since it's a new behavior that we're enabling. Previously, it wasn't really possible to short a lot of these meme coins.
Yeah.
And it also makes for some really fun Twitter marketing where you get to just be a hater to all the different meme communities. So our marketing guy is having a blast right now.
That's and honestly, that's what's mattered the most, right? Like the attention that building product are able like to rally around people on the timeline. That's the biggest features in Web3, in my opinion. But yes, it's amazing. Dumpy.fun. How does that work exactly? Like how do you short meme coin?
Yeah, for sure. So Dumpy.fun is built on top of Save, which is the lending protocol. So basically, people go onto Save and they'll deposit assets. And what you can do is you can borrow them and sell them. And in this way, you can short things by selling it when you don't actually own it yet. And then later, when hopefully the price of the asset goes down, you can buy back that asset and pay it back. And basically the difference, you get to pocket it. That's your profit. So Dumpy, it's a very simple interface. Like you just choose what you want to dump and how much. And then you click dump, and under the hood, basically it takes care of all the complexity for you. So it'll go to Save, and you'll deposit your USDC collateral here, for example. It'll borrow a bunch of WIF. You'll sell that on Jupiter. It uses Jupiter to aggregate through all the dexes on chain. And then that's it. And you have your position, which you can check out at the bottom. And then, later on, you can come back and close your position.
Yes, and make profits, which is like I made like a nice profit like a couple of weeks ago, dumping. I think WIF. At the time it was only WIF and Bonk, and now you have like way more, which is different. Oh, you can show JSON. Okay, let's go. That's
that one was a requested one. When we initially launched, there was just WIF, and a lot of people were like, what is this useless product? Like I can't actually use it for anything. But we've been listing assets every day. So now we've got a bunch, and in the future we'll be doing permissionless listings. So basically anything can get listed on day one.
How is that possible? Because again, like if I have like a pub.fun meme coins, like I have the liquidity of like nothing basically. how can you open a position on saved and then resell it because nobody will get in front of it, right? Did you solve that? First, what if am I right? Is that correct assertion to think that?
Yeah, you bring up a good point, which is that liquidity is an issue, and it always
Okay.
is an issue with different assets. And yeah, like you would have to get people to provide the other side, which
Yes.
admittedly would be very difficult for a freshly launched meme coin.
Mm.
But the hope is that some meme coins will gain traction and at that point have more liquidity and make them more interesting to short. Part of the reason for permissionless listings is that we only have so much capacity to be able to list things since
Yeah.
it takes our team some engineering resources to do
Mm.
this. But with permissionless listings, like you don't have to come to us. We don't have to be gatekeepers
Yeah.
about what tokens are listed, right? Like it can just be anything, right? And sure, there's going to be a lot of shitters that are super low
Yes.
liquidity and they don't really make sense to short. But there's going to be other stuff that maybe we're not aware of that people can get on there and trade against.
But does that even not make sense to even short like the 60, 70 thousand market cap that will almost are going to be graduated, and statistically do have a chance that the dev will sold really soon. So you just short at that moment and you manage with the liquidity you have.
Yeah, I guess like those really, really small ones,
Mm.
it would basically make it a very PvP environment where
Yeah.
like if the dev has cornered the supply, then they can
Yeah,
basically
exactly.
just set the price. So I think it would come down to users to only get in. They have to know what they're doing. So there would definitely be like
Mm.
a lot of warnings on the platform about like, okay, this is a super low liquidity coin.
Yeah.
Definitely like make sure you understand what you're getting into. But at the end of the day, like it's
Okay.
people's choice to do
Yeah,
what they
exactly.
want with their money. So if they want to, do that, then it's up to them. Permissionless finance.
Yeah, exactly. But bro, like if that works, like it would change the whole meme coin game. Because like the possibility of shorting a token in when all of like I don't know the average exact number, but the average lifespan of a meme coin is like 5 minutes. If you have an interface that can drive shorts on top of that, like I can imagine the volume that you're gonna get, bro. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I mean, I think to like taper expectations a little bit, like it sounds very fun and interesting to short these things,
Yeah.
but realistically, like there's going to be such little liquidity, and
Yeah.
again, like the price is so incredibly
Yeah.
volatile and like easy to manipulate that
Mm.
I don't think this is where the real
Okay.
volume is going to come from.
Okay.
But potentially, it's like interesting enough to bring people in, like pique their curiosity, and then they can discover like other more liquid assets to trade.
Because even the dev could take a short position and then sell after that and make like out of the 70, 100,000 K supply, right?
They could, but they would have to be shorting against a counterparty, and so someone else would have to be
Yes.
long. And I don't know if the dev controls
Yeah,
like
yeah.
most of the
That
supply,
makes sense.
then yeah.
Yes. Okay, okay. So it can even average it out, and then when the whole supply increase, then it's not a problem. Okay. So it could filter it out by itself, right? That's the thesis, like you say, with like biggest meme coins, market cap and stuff.
What do you mean by filter out?
By the fact that for the small ones that have the highest chance of rugging right away out of Dumpy.fun, like nobody will provide liquidity for those meme coins anyway, so there is no short position possible. And then the legit ones, will have enough liquidity to then take shorts. So then your tools make even more sense, like you said, for all of those medium/bigger ones that are more legit than all of the shit that you can see on pub.fun homepage.
Yeah, I'd say
That makes
Dumpy
sense.
is best suited for the bigger ones, like maybe 100 mil FTP plus.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like,
Okay,
it's
so
still possible to do everything, but it just doesn't work as well.
It's interesting because like when the token will be on Dumpy, and then they can meme that too. Like, congrats, no, you can short all coins and stuff. So that's gonna be interesting to it.
Yeah, I think so.
It's gonna be nice. And honestly, the fact that it's an interface for your main app, Save, it's pretty smart. Like, honestly, it's a banger. Like, using your own tool, you offer launching a tool to use your other tool, but simpler and with like a promise of like shorting meme coins. It's marketing genius, man. Congrats.
Thanks. Yeah, I guess you could think of it as a bit of a growth hack to get more usage on top of Save, but also at the same time unlocking a very niche use case. I guess, like, to add to that, like, Save has been around for a while, right? For 3 years, and we've also had this product live for about 2 of those years called permissionless pools. So basically, this allows anyone to create their own lending pool, and they're able to curate the assets in it, set parameters however they want, etc. And so technically, shorting meme coins, like, on day one, is and has always been possible. It's just a lot more work. And like, Dumpy is kind of solving the work part, where it's making it very straightforward to do, and it's just a couple clicks. Versus if you wanted to do it like in the old way, someone would have to come along. They'd have to create a permissionless pool, which has like a bunch of steps involved. One of which is selecting the oracles for the asset, and if oracles for some brand new pump fund coin doesn't exist yet, then you actually have to create them, which you can do using Switchboard, which is an oracle provider on Solana. But that as well, like, it definitely requires some knowledge and understanding of how Solana works, and you don't have to be like a dev, but you do need some experience there, and then after that you have to get liquidity into the pool. So it's just definitely a lot of work. So we haven't seen that many people do things like this. So while, again, technically it's been possible to short stuff, anything, using, say, permissionless pools, Dumpy just makes it really easy.
Yeah, that makes sense. And like, I also these tweets that you shared, like 2 weeks ago. Looks like you were right. Congrats on that. That's what you want, right? People lies, but data doesn't, right? Oh, data, whatever. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, we saw a really huge burst of interest right when we launched, and it's been great to see. Our Twitter has like 17,000 followers, and our Telegram, I think, has like well over 10,000 users in it, who are like pretty engaged. So yeah, it's been pretty fun to get like this level of interest and engagement on this product launch.
It's definitely a product market fit, and like product meta fit, and for what we see on the timeline. So it makes sense, right? And do you trade meme coins yourself?
Personally, I don't trade too many. I definitely have dabbled, but very busy with running all these projects. So I'm not like actively day trading them, but I definitely have traded like a bunch. Yeah.
And if you had to choose, would you trade meme coins 24/7 or still spend time building a legitimate business?
I think for me, building is the way to go. One thing about trading is that, like, while you can win big, you can also lose big. Versus building, I guess the most you can lose is your time. But yeah.
That's and I like how many people are really making money out of meme coins versus like just losing money.
Yeah,
It's a tricky
exactly. Like
data to check, right?
there's some content that came out recently analyzing the pump fund traders and how much they've made, right? And I don't remember the exact numbers, but something crazy. Like the overwhelming majority of users haven't made any money; they've just lost money, and then a very very tiny percentage have made like $1 million plus. So, I guess definitely takes a lot of skill, or
Yeah,
maybe not just skill, but like
time.
having like being on the inside, like having a cabal of friends supporting you or whatever
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah, it's but like everyone can fail except me, right? So that's what drives the meme coins market, I guess. I mean, you have to play, right,
Yeah.
to win.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think do you see meme coin as like a net positive for Solana or even like Web3 in general?
That's an interesting one. There's been a lot of debate. I think that meme coins have definitely played a role in getting people in the door, and
Hmm.
you know, I'm sure like a lot of users' first experience using Solana was via meme coins. So I
Hmm.
think in that sense, like onboarding people, it's doing a good job. Um, Also, doing a good job of kind of load testing things. Um, like, didn't really expect that we'd have uh, tens of thousands of coins
Yeah.
launching every day and like millions of users trading them. But I think it's good in that it kind of paves the way for legitimate use cases that come later,
Hmm.
where maybe there is a legitimate use case that requires 10,000 meme coins to be launched, or sorry, not meme coins, but like tokens or similar load, right?
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I think like one analogy is that um, you might have heard like the internet is for porn, right? Like in the
Hmm.
early days, that was a very big driver of like uh, sophisticated live streaming, or like
Hmm.
just you have to be able to serve like a ton of data in real time, and it's kind of pushed the boundaries of technology. And
Yes.
then later, you can kind of use those advancements to run like I don't know, live streaming for
Yeah.
sports or something, right?
Yeah.
So I think in a similar way, like it kind of drives the load
Yeah.
testing to improve the technology.
Historically, the porn industry is definitely like a nice way to have like again product market fit between what you want to launch and if they can use it. There is more people that can use it maybe the way you want. So yeah, like every new tech, if it's adopted by porn, it's a dub. Which is what's cool for crypto because we saw that. I don't know where they are in the crypto industry now, but like it was adopted by porn. So let's go. That's what's up. GM Petit Bouf, are you using Dumpy.fun? I'm curious. Let us know what your first experience is, or if you are going to send more meme coins to zero after the streams. Just let us know, Petit Bouf. And bonjour.
Bonjour.
Uh, and yeah, okay. So, how do you? What was like initial go to market strategy in terms of like um, timing and everything? Did you time it out like and waiting like for again a product to like pub.fun to come out, or did you cook that after and then you analyze the market and see what was missing and how you can adopt to save?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely came well after Pump.fun,
Hmm.
especially given that the name is a play on that.
Yeah,
We're thinking
that's
like,
true.
okay, Pump.fun, Dump.fun.
Yeah, makes
So,
sense. My
let's
bad.
add Dumpy to make it fun. Um, and yeah, I mean, the thinking was just like, you know, wouldn't it be cool if we could do this? And it's like, okay, well,
Hmm.
let's try it out. Yeah, and so I think a lot of the thinking initially went into how do we make this super simple. So as you
Yeah.
can see, like the interface is really really simple,
Yeah.
and I mean you can't even take the opposite side. But we have another
Yeah.
product that's launching soon, which is called squeezy.lol. And
Oh.
basically, this will be an interface that will let you take the other side. So you'll be able to
Okay.
deposit your meme coins and earn APR, which I think typically
Yeah.
would probably be pretty high because the interest for shorting, I think people are usually only keeping their positions open for like a couple of days. And so they're willing to uh, like pay some pretty high yields,
Mm.
which the long side can benefit from.
That's the earn section coming up soon, right? Or is that something else?
Yeah, yeah, it's related. Yeah.
Okay, that's good news. That's cool. But yeah, honestly, like when I test the product like the first time, I say, okay, it looks like Jupiter. I know what it's going to do. That's it. Like I swap, I open my position. That's it. It's fine. It's perfect, and that's all you need, right? Because it was it's kind of crazy to the almost the more features we have for example, for the NFT market, the more financial tool we have and the more thing we can do, um, the most bearish it is for people to use it because it's more and more complexity. Like, bro, DeFi by itself, like to understand implement loss and make money out of it and then create strategy, etc. Like, you have to spend time on it. It's not straightforward. And with an interface like that, boom, it's banger, man. Like, I know
Yeah.
shitcoin
Yeah.
will go to zero. I dump it. Bye. I make 1 million bucks with $10. That's what I want.
Yeah, I think Jupiter. It's kind of interesting you mentioned that because their interface has been getting more and more complicated. I think as more
Yeah.
things are added. Like recently, there was an addition of like uh, showing if assets has a freeze authority, which is I think important if you're trading some random coin and the dev is able to just freeze the supply.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. It's like bearish in a sense for the adoptability of the technology
Mm.
because it's like getting more and more difficult to use. But at the same
Yeah.
time, I think it is important to show these things to users because it is
Yeah.
important for them to understand what's going on.
That's a problem of every product development, right? Like, you keep adding
Yeah,
features and then you do more and more stuff. And then, like, 6 months later, you have a gigantic, uh, pile of features, but your users still use like the first two features. So that's it. Like, but you still
yeah,
need to push stuff out there to like build on it, try new thing, etc., right? It's a fine line between adding more features that will serve your customer base and user base than just adding features because it's cool and that cheap something. And
yeah.
how would you define the line for Dumpy.fun here? Like to just like avoid unnecessary features and like while keeping improving your product.
Yeah, we're definitely trying to keep everything simple. So any we've got a ton of feature requests, and we're
Mm.
looking at them very closely and trying to figure out ways to add things to the interface
Mm.
without like complicating things. Um, so anything that any changes, like I'm like super meticulous about it, trying to make sure we're not showing too much information and
Yeah.
or having it available, but having to click show more, for example, to get to it. So yeah, I definitely want to keep it very simple here.
And what do you think the ecosystem, like the meme coin ecosystem, is missing right now? Like, what do we miss to take it to the next step?
Well, I think one of the problems right now is that it's extremely PvP, right? And
Yeah.
there's so many rugs happening and so many scams. So I think like uh, tools to help people figure out like what is safe and what's a scam, it could
Mm.
be helpful. Um, But otherwise, I don't know if like we need to do much else. Like at the end of the day, meme coins are just like a fun thing, right? Like
Yeah,
um, if meme coins grow 10, 100x from here, I don't know how much it'll actually like uh, make a difference in the world. You know,
yeah,
I think it's definitely like uh, so far like entertainment, and there's been people talking about
yeah,
like some uh, additional use cases. Like, okay, what if it was used for prediction markets, right? Since as we saw with Bowden and Trump and
yeah.
some other like political meme coins, it can kind of be used to speculate on current events. Um, I think though, we haven't cracked the egg yet on how to make it like truly useful. I think it's
Yeah.
still kind of within the entertainment sphere.
Oh yeah, well yeah, 100%. And like the amount of money you paid is the price on your own entertainment, right?
Yeah, expensive entertainment for some.
Yeah. And honestly, like even like the Telegram culture, it's crazy how different it is from a Discord chat or Discord community or even like the a timeline on X, right? Like the degeneracy of a Telegram attached to a meme coin, it's mad, bro. Like the more spam you have, the better. But the value, as soon as you get value from it, it's bearish.
Yeah,
It's
it's kind of interesting the transition from Discord to
mm,
Telegram.
yeah,
Personally, like we use Discord for work, like for the
yeah,
save like internal team channels,
mm,
and I don't like cluttering it with a bunch of random like NFT project servers.
yeah.
So I was very like not participating in other Discord servers. But for Telegram, I'm kind of glad that things moved over because it's easier to
Okay.
kind of silo it in there. Although I do get a ton of unsolicited DMs, and I haven't figured out a solution to that.
Just block them. Like don't allow them people to DM you.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
people can't read.
yeah, true. But you were pretty accessible on the timeline though. Like on your Twitter address, like we exchanged like quickly and then say yes to the invitation to the stream. And I thank you for that. But yeah, that was pretty accessible, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I try. Definitely have
And,
a long list of DMs that I haven't responded to, but yeah, I try
yeah.
to
No.
get back to people.
And that's like also like a Web3 component where like again like from two different projects slash companies like I find it way easier to work with Web3 companies that are like similar or like in the same vertical, etc., and work together toward like increase the Solana pie basically and work for the network itself than any Web2 startup whatsoever. I don't know if you have the same feeling, but it's like the Web3 community aspect of it. It's interesting. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely. It's been a
Yeah,
while since I was in the Web 2 world,
yeah,
but yeah, I think like the culture of like being online and
mm,
using Telegram DMs, Twitter DMs. I think it's definitely nice,
yeah.
and it's very cool that like you know even for myself, I'm able to just send cold DMs to some people doing like some really cool
Exactly.
stuff, and they'll respond, and we can have a chat about it, maybe work
And,
together.
and do you have you already met the bros at the RL events like Solana Breakpoint or something?
Yeah, I've been to every Solana breakpoint
Nice,
so far, and going to
nice.
the next one as
Which
well.
one was your favorite?
Let's see. I know my least favorite one was the one when FTX collapsed.
Oh yeah, no shit.
That was not fun.
Yeah.
So maybe the first one. Maybe it's
Okay.
just the nostalgia talking, but
Yes,
I think it was cool to meet people for the first time
that
after
makes
having
sense.
like interface with them online only.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. Like my best NFT Paris event, my best ever NFT event was in Paris, which was the first time. It's like meeting the guys that you're talking with from 2 years for the first time. So, oh yeah, no, that's you. That's crazy. Let's go. That
Yeah.
was fun.
Are
Fun
you going
vibes.
to the breakpoint as well?
No, not this one. It's too far. Like, in Singapore, it's kind of
Yeah.
expensive too, right? I mean,
Man,
yeah,
it's crazy.
Canada.
Right now the hotels are like $1,600 or something because it's the same
Yeah,
weekend
it's
as like
F1.
Token 2049 and F1.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So I'm
yeah,
not.
it's
I'm
crazy.
not. No, not pass. Yeah, pass. Like, yeah, come back in Europe and then it's better. But like, yeah, and I guess the next one will be in the US now, maybe in North America. I don't know. They haven't,
Maybe. I think
yeah,
typically US
they,
is a
they
bit
will
hard
take.
to hold conferences because of the visa situation for a lot of people
Oh,
worldwide. So I know that's one of the criteria for where you can
oh,
host.
okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. But yeah, and there is a new format too, right? So yeah, that's gonna be interesting to see what it is. Oh, but bro, if we have a fire dancer, hmm, that's 1 million transaction TPS.
Mm,
That's what they said.
yeah.
Is that gonna change anything for Save?
um, I think it'll be better because your
Yeah.
transactions will get dropped less often, and
Yeah.
it happens faster. But I think uh, fundamentally, the lending protocols don't like change too much.
Yeah.
I think we kind of saw this with the transition from Ethereum to Solana, where I think a lot of people like VCs, idea guys, they were thinking about like, okay, what does the increased throughput and speed unlock?
Mm.
And one of the hypotheses was that, okay, maybe you could have higher loan to value ratios for your
Yeah.
collateral because you're potentially able to liquidate assets a lot quicker and like manage risk better on a chain like Solana because it's faster.
Mm.
But the way that it's played out is that at the end of the day, it doesn't actually allow you to do that because um, well, first off, when we started out, Solana was just going down all the time, so it was actually worse than Ethereum in that sense, where we had to deal
Yeah.
with like multi-hour outages. But now that doesn't happen anymore, you still get like really rapid price movements, and yeah, it doesn't like while it's nice to have faster transactions, like it doesn't really allow you to
Mm.
have significantly different product offerings as a result. So yeah,
Yeah, makes sense.
TLDR, I think Save will continue to be Save. It'll be better because it's just faster and the ecosystem is
Mm.
better. But yeah, otherwise it's same old.
And with all of your experience, like how is it to build product on a Web3 layer? Does that change a lot from Web2? Is that like it has its own challenge? I guess when you have like the internet get cut with Solana, it's taking a break. That's something. But like in terms of even building the product around like understanding like how to track account number, for example, or stuff like that, like. Yeah, what's your perspective and feedback about building on Web3 and
Yeah, I
Solana
think
in general?
you touched on one of the cool things, which is that you can just start building and like launch something really quickly. You don't
Mm.
have to set up all this infrastructure, like set up a database and
Yeah,
um, open these accounts. Especially if you want to do payments, you don't have to like uh, incorporate a company and then like get
yeah,
tax ID and then like sign up for a Stripe account and enter that in and get banking and you
yeah,
can just charge USDC and some college kid in their dorm room can just do this in an afternoon and have something that's revenue generating in like a couple hours, right? So I think
mm.
that's really cool and very empowering as well. Um, yeah.
I know 1%. And like, why you decided to rebrand? Like, what's the story behind it from Solend to Save?
Yeah. So the name for Solend came from I wanted to have a name that was super, super easily recognizable, like
Mm.
what the company does, right? Like there's a lot of startups that you go on their landing page, you spend like 2 minutes scrolling around and you still have no idea what they do, right?
Yeah,
And I want the complete opposite of that, where it's just like Solana, okay, the name, okay, bam,
mm.
landing on Solana. You don't even need to go on our landing page. Um, and part of this was I was looking at Aave, and it's like, what is Aave?
Yeah,
What does Aave
it's
mean?
yeah,
What does it have to do with lending? But then at the same time, I guess what I didn't realize back then is that having soul in the name kind of makes it feel like less differentiated. Like there were a ton of projects back then,
Yeah.
like I don't know, Soul Starter, Soul Lend, Soul Flare, Soul whatever.
Hmm.
And they also, a lot of projects had similar logos too, where they would use the green and purple
Hmm.
Solana branding in their logo, and it just made things feel like a little bit cheap and tacky.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think dropping Soul from the name is kind of like a step in maturation, where it's like,
That
okay,
makes
we've
sense.
graduated from this stage. The product has product market fit, and we want to. I think Save is a really great name. Our tagline is Solana's permissionless savings account. It's like finance related, and I think it's also like very catchy and simple.
Nice. You did good with that. That's for sure. So you want to become a decentralized bank?
Uh, Essentially, that's kind of what the product is. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
offers financial solutions to anyone in the world with an internet
Yes.
connection. That's all you need.
That's all you need. And yeah, if you can be more effective than any branch, bank branches, that's going to be a big win.
Yeah,
And but yeah,
interesting one I've been thinking about recently is like with the advent of AI, like people have been talking about how AIs can't really use banks, right? They're probably going to be using crypto because an AI agent can just use it. They have an internet connection.
mm,
So really, what we're building is like the bank for AIs.
mm, yeah, that's a. I mean, like all of that services, just AI them, like all of them. I don't want to interact with humans that don't like their job, that don't not even smiling on chat, or don't understand my request, or try to upsell me before fixing anything. No, just AI them, give them UBI,
That
and
reminds me
yeah,
of another aspect of Web3 that is like a lot better is the customer support. Like you
mm,
do end up talking to humans, but it's kind of cool where you just go into Discord or you just go into Telegram, you
yeah,
open a support ticket, and like within 5 minutes you're talking to someone from the team,
mm,
and maybe they'll even like write a PR to fix your problem right there and then.
mm,
So I feel like generally the customer support in Web3 is much, much better,
yeah,
much more high touch than what
yeah.
I've seen with like, trying to, do something with an airline or trying to call my
Yeah.
bank. Always a
Right.
pain.
Bro, and because we like what we do, right? So we choose to dig deep into like Web3 and crypto, etc. Yeah, that makes sense that when you want to serve people in this industry, like you do it a little bit better than someone who just here, like, because they work for 40 years for the same big branch, but they don't like their work for their job for the last 35.
Yeah.
It's normal, it's expected, but yeah, I mean, I don't get it. I just change your job if you don't like it and join crypto. Do you think like Web3 should stay countercultures? Like the bridging the gap between Web2 and Web3 is kind of like nah, and because like personally, I don't want people to who like have like a not shitty mindset, but yeah, shitty mindset of Web two, or like again have this kind of behaviors. Come to Web three. We don't need them except for exit liquidity. I don't know. What's your take on that? What's like the counter of Web three? Should we stay a counterculture, or should we try to onboard normies?
Yeah, I think the goal has always been to onboard people and to, provide useful services and products
Hmm.
to people around the world. I think it's also interesting to point out how the makeup of crypto people has changed a lot. Like if you
Okay.
were in the space like 3, 4 years ago, it's a totally different feel, totally different
Hmm.
vibe, as people say. Um, Back then, like NFTs existed, but they weren't really traded very much, right?
Yeah.
Uh, if you go like even further back, and it was really just like a lot of nerds who are interested
Hmm.
in cryptography, like
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe the game theory and whatnot. And so I think in the last few years, crypto has done a great job of onboarding
Mm.
like meme coin trader type people, NFT flippers. Like I think that was there's a huge influx of those kinds of people in the last couple of years.
Mm.
And you know, why would we just like stop all of a sudden? Like there has always been an onboarding, and I think that will always
Yeah,
continue as well.
that makes sense. But like, yeah. But don't you think like the friction that we have, for example, like install your wallet, then save your seed phrase not on a like not really on a paper in the corner of your desk, because if you lose that, you lose everything. But like the fact that you have to wrap your hand around all of that, and then you are able to access APY of like 200% because you provide liquidity on WIF, or you make like $1 million because you shorted WIF or bonk or whatever. No beef with WIF. Like it's a reward of your time spent in the industry, right? You know what I mean? Like the fact that we still have those friction makes the reward even tastier. Or should we
Hmm.
destroy or like make improve the like delete the friction and allow people to jump, but then we will not be that attractive anymore? What do you think?
Yeah, I guess like 200% APR yields come with high risks as well.
Yeah.
And like you
Yeah,
wouldn't want your grandma to be like,
exactly.
signing up, like saving a seed phrase
Mm.
and then LPing or like depositing with and earning that. Like I think it's not for everyone.
Yeah.
I think there are things in crypto that are for everyone, and we want to onboard them onto those use cases. Uh,
Mm.
Definitely, I think the whole seed phrase thing is its own problem.
Yeah.
Just managing that. I think young people who are kind of more native to technology are having a much easier time with these things, and
Mm.
uh, over time as like old people get older and like pass
Yeah.
away or whatever,
Yeah.
and like the new generation comes to replace them, I think
Yeah.
people will be more and more comfortable with things like this.
um,
But at the same time, I think we also there's still some work to be done on that front in terms of
yeah.
making it more user friendly.
Yeah,
Actually,
100%.
one that I saw recently that was kind of interesting was um, ZK login on Sui. So they have this thing where basically you can
Okay.
log in with like a Google account, and
Mhm.
then it'll generate a private key, and you don't have
Okay.
to worry about uh, like managing yourself. And
Okay.
I had my brother, who's not into crypto at all, create a wallet, and it was really really easy because he literally just like signed in with Google and had a wallet within a couple minutes, and then
Mhm.
a couple months later, he kind of like lost access to it. He couldn't remember like which wallet he was using or whatever. So I just had him check the app again, log in with Google again, and all his funds are there, right? So as long as you don't
Okay.
lose access to your Gmail account,
Yeah.
it's a pretty good solution.
In terms of security, I don't know how many email boxes are hacked, but yeah, if you have like,
Yeah.
but I mean, yeah, then if you have way more money exposed on crypto, then you should be able to take the time to manage it outside, like with a cold wallet, right? So yeah, so it makes sense. As an onboarding
Yeah.
process, I
Yeah.
understand that. Yeah, it makes sense. And you said it's on Siri, right?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean,
So
there's
so
also some like passwordless logins
yeah.
on other platforms. Like I remember a long time ago, there's a startup called Taurus,
Mm.
which did like Facebook and Google logins on Ethereum. I don't know if they're still around, but um, yeah, I think so. We had like an interesting approach where I don't fully understand
Mm.
the how it works exactly, but they're doing something with like uh, zero knowledge proofs and some security tokens to get a pretty good like secure solution.
Anonymous transactions are coming with file and dance release, right? On Solana.
What was that?
The anonymous transaction are coming
Hmm.
on Solana. No? Am I
I
maybe I'm
don't know
saying
much about
shit.
those, to be honest.
Okay, that's okay. That's okay. And do you see like any interesting stuff on Sui that we should have on Sol that we should copy
Yeah, I
paste?
think I think Move is very interesting. That's one of the
Okay.
big things that attracted me to that space. Um, Basically, just having a smart contracting language that's specifically built for smart contracts. Because
Okay.
I was doing a lot of smart contract stuff on Ethereum back in the day with
Yeah.
Solidity, and there's a ton of foot guns. It's ask anyone like uh, with experience. No one's gonna say that it's like the
Yeah.
gold standard for language design.
Mm.
And then somehow Solana was even worse, where it's
Yeah.
like a huge pain in the ass
Yeah.
to develop. Um, it feels more like you're doing like embedded firmware programming where you have to actually like read and write bytes like directly. There's
Yeah.
no abstraction, and there is the anchor framework, but it's not maintained very well, and even then, it
Yeah.
doesn't abstract everything away. It's very complicated. So yeah, I think Move is really good for
That's cool.
simplifying things for developers. And then one of the other things that like kind of comes along with it is this idea of uh, dynamic NFTs, where like kind of everything is an NFT in a way. And then also you can have NFTs that the properties can update dynamically. And like we leverage this with our Sweeland product over there, where basically your account is tokenized as an NFT. So from your wallet, if you just go to the NFT tab, you can go in there and check how much money you have deposited and how much you're borrowing, and it'll
That's cool.
update live as you update your position. So it's kind of a cool little UX improvement.
Okay.
And I think there's it's an open design space. I think there's some other interesting stuff that's possible with it.
Nice. That's definitely interesting. I will check that out because again, it's like to get more user, you facilitate the onboarding, and then if there is more monetary value to be saved, then you can always take necessary security measure that make more sense once you are more advanced, I guess. That makes sense. And how's the ecosystem there? Like, is that vibrant? Is that like a lot of shit poster, like people hyping? How does that work?
Yeah, there's some. What I say is it kind of reminds me of Solana in 2021,
Yeah,
where
that's a good sign.
it was pretty small.
Yeah,
There weren't like a crazy number of developers. You kind of if you're building there for a couple months, you kind of get to know all the other
everyone.
guys that are there as well.
That's
Um,
cool.
but I think they're definitely onto something where the technology works really really well,
Mm,
and it's like ready for more load for more users, but
nice.
it just need like more more interesting use cases, like more meme coins, more degeneracy, I guess,
Mm,
is what pushes the envelope. Um,
okay.
so yeah, and there's definitely like a an ecosystem of like really hardcore fanatic users who are
Mm,
very excited about it, very like loyal, which again reminds me of
yeah.
Solana.
Okay, that's a good sign again. If they can run to $500, that would be cool. That would be a nice setup to enter right now. But like, don't you think like Solana solve like the if killer slash layer one battle? Like we have everything we need on Sol.
Yeah, I think Solana has definitely done a really good job of solving a lot of problems.
Mm,
That said, though, like you never know what will happen in the long term,
yeah.
right? Like it's only been a couple of years, and
Mm,
I mean, let's say you rewind a few years, it looked like Ethereum was like the winner,
yeah.
right? Like it
Yeah.
was so far ahead, like everyone was building on Ethereum. It just, why would
Yeah.
anyone do anything anywhere else? And pretty quickly, in like
Yeah. 100%.
basically a year, like the sentiment changed completely.
Yeah.
And if we're looking on like a 10, 20-year horizon, it's
Mm,
still a very early days, and
yeah.
like
100%.
jury's still out. So
Mm,
I think it'll probably be a lot harder for Sui to gain traction
yeah.
in the way that Solana did, because Solana was just like so much better than everything else at the time. It was like
Yeah.
literally 100 times cheaper and
Yeah.
like 100 times faster. Whereas, Sui is more in the same ballpark.
Yeah.
But I think like, there's, you never know what'll happen.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think there's like a huge unfair advantage to first mover advantage when you compare to ETH, because again, like if you paid $50 per transaction to do anything on ETH, and like you have to before that you have to send 3 transactions to approve a fucking contract. That's a bigger pain point that having that going from 1000 TPS to 2000 TPS, right? It's and the UX UI, it's fucking banger, bro. Like it's good. Like Phantom made Solana basically. Like the
Yeah,
whole
honestly,
like
Phantom was amazing.
yeah.
Yeah. Like, especially
So
back then, like in 2021, I was used to using MetaMask on Ethereum. And
yeah,
imagine, jumping from that straight into Phantom on Solana. Like,
yeah,
it's such a huge difference.
exactly.
And actually, before Phantom was widespread, people were using Solid, which was this wallet that the FTX people made.
Yeah.
It was kind of like lower effort, like they just made something to get it out there and have people using it, and it wasn't really fully featured. And I mean, that was a pain to use. If we were stuck
Yeah.
with that, I think it would have been a lot harder to gain more adoption on Solana.
Yeah, and bro, like the worst thing is like going from MetaMask to Phantom and then go back to MetaMask from time to time because you
Yeah,
have some ETH transaction to do. Then you
you
hate
got some
MetaMask
ETH
even
to
more,
dump.
bro. Oh, yeah, exactly. Sell the house, bro. This shit is doomed. But okay, man, I think we can start wrap it up because I asked you everything that I wanted to know about Dumpy, and I even love your product even more, bro. Love it.
Thank you.
It
Yeah.
makes sense, and
Yeah, I mean,
I
we're
can.
still in beta, so we're going to be
Yeah.
launching out of beta
Mm.
later this month, and
Okay.
we've got
Okay.
some cool stuff, planned for you then.
Do you have an ETF for the non-permissionless listings?
Any what?
For the an ETA like
Oh, ETA.
deadline. Yes. Sorry, French accent
Um,
here.
not yet. It's coming
Okay.
soon. We're working on it, but we don't have like a date to share with you yet.
Nice. Okay. But yes, please slide in the DM if you have like any code because I want to test that
Any
shit.
alpha?
I want,
Yeah, sure.
bro. I want to dump everything on pub.fun, every listings, dump everything, and then I can make so much money out of it. And we will have unlimited amount of money for decoders to grow. Because, bro, like 99% of the meme coin are shit. So yeah, let's short them all,
Yeah.
except the one you have in your bag. They're good. They're the good ones.
Yeah,
But
for
anyway,
sure.
man, thank you so much for your time. Do you have any takeaway for like the audience and people who will watch the streams in the replay?
Let's see. I mean, definitely follow me on Twitter, Zero
Yes.
Intruder. Follow Save on Twitter. We still have the old handle, but we're gonna update it soon. But it's Solana Protocol for now, but it'll be Save_finance. Turn on notifications for Dumpy.fun because we'll be launching some stuff there soon. Can tease one little thing there as well, which
Yes.
it was alluded to in the launch, but basically it's the Dumpy meme coin, which is basically a coin that's meant to go to zero. Like don't buy it; it's worthless. But I think it'll be a cool experiment to
Okay.
see play out.
Oh, you create your coin so you can dump it. That's smart.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't want to be in front of that trade. But man, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate that. Again, love your product. It's amazing. It's a different. Oh, do you have like a number of wallet or user that used Dumpy?
I think we've had something like 9,000
Okay.
positions,
Oh,
9,000 shorts being created,
okay.
which is
That's good.
pretty
That's
cool.
cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. And again, like a lot of volume for on save, right? Based on that. So the
Yeah.
huge product market fit. Okay, so yeah, that's it. Yeah, again, follow Router on Twitter. You have all of the links in the YouTube description, and even in the thread, wherever. Yeah, the Rex Router. Save. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you, Router. See you in the DMs.
Cool.
But
Thank
yeah,
you.
thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day. Don't get drunk, take profit. And see ya in 2 hours for another stream. 1 hour, 1 hour, 2 hours for another stream with Pink Element. Bye, everyone. See
Bye
ya.
bye.
Bye bye. I hope you enjoyed the live stream. We'll see you in the next one. But before that, make sure to subscribe, like,